Oh, Breaker19, Breaker19, this here's a Gear Jamming Deer. Whitetail's got your front door, come on. Back with part 2 of my Happy Holidays 2-part special. This one looking at the winter event in ATS, as well as this truck that was just added like 3 days ago as of recording this. Which is the 100th anniversary signature edition of the 2nd Gen T680. The full 2nd Gen hasn't been added yet. You can't modify it in any way, other than a couple of save edits that I did to this one. But we do have a 2nd Gen T680 in the game now, so I figured it made sense to drive this for this video. What we're going to be doing here, hold on, if I could get my thoughts straight, what we're going to be doing here is this Christmas Winterland event. I can talk. So I'll link the blog post in the description, but if you want to like pause the video and read this, it's right here. And I've already done most of it. This will be my last delivery to complete my personal goal. But it's a really cool event. Basically, it's using external contracts, obviously, like always with these events. So basically, it's sort of the same thing as previous years. Every delivery gives the town it's delivered to a snowflake. The goal is to get as many snowflakes as we can across both games. Using these special events, you'll know it's an event trailer, one, because of the unique paint job, and two, because it'll be going to WL, which stands for Winterland. So, Winterland is a completely unique thing to this event, and it's the main reason I wanted to make a video of this one when I haven't for the last couple. If you hear any whining in the background, my dog Thomas is sitting right beside me and getting upset that I'm not giving him any attention. So, I don't know if the headset's going to pick him up or not. Anyway, I'm on a bit of a time constraint for making this video, so, disregard the fact that I'm ignoring road rules. Oh. And I am also still on controller, so. Since I did do save edits on this truck, I'm going to go over them. It does not come with the ability to put smokestacks on it. I save edited those off of the 579. And the mud flap hangers are different because it usually has all that aero stuff on it that I just hate the look of. So I put mud flap hangers on it from the W900, which, as you can see, don't line up quite right. Ooh. Too busy showing off the mud flaps. Annoyingly, the mud flaps themselves that go in these hangers didn't line up at all, so I had to keep the mud flaps that were already on the truck. So they're sort of floating, but I don't think it's super obvious. I was hoping to change the mirrors, too, because I hate the way those teeny tiny little mirrors look. But, annoyingly, the node's in a different space, so the regular T680's mirrors, or the first-gen T680's mirrors, are in the wrong spot. Alright, so you'll see on the map now, it says to set waypoint to the desired portal. What's unique about this event is, once again, you're going to Winterland. So when you pick up one of these loads, portals will spawn around the map, usually at rest areas. And, you go to the portal, and, you'll see going through the portal in a second when I get to it. I happen to notice on the map, that the nearest portal is in the town just to the west over here that I forget the name of. I gotta say, I appreciate that this truck has camera mirrors and regular mirrors instead of just having the cameras like some companies are doing in real life now. It also only has the option for PACCAR engines, which makes sense if you think about it. Once again, when the full T680 comes out next year, I'm sure we'll have other engine options, but for this one that's in the game right now, we can only put PACCARs in it. So this truck only has 565 horsepower. And a 12-speed automatic. A PACCAR automatic. I didn't actually know PACCAR made their own transmissions. It looks good. You know, the model quality is the same, you know, basically the same as all the other trucks we've gotten recently, the new W900 rework and the 3rd Gen VNL and everything like that. I love the rims on this truck. They're kind of hard to see being black, but they are completely custom rims for this truck. I assume you can put them on other trucks, because that tends to be how the rims work in this game. But they are actually Kenworth rims. That, you know, they're the black with the chrome ring, and I think they look really sharp. The hubcaps are actually custom Kenworth hubcaps as well. All to go with this signature edition of the T680. And you'll see it does have the separated cabin hood, just like all the other new trucks do. It's just kind of hard to tell because you can't see the hood from in the cab. I should have done this somewhere else where there was a closer portal. But it's fine. So this event is actually really easy to knock out quickly because there's not a length requirement, and most of the trips are actually really short because there will usually be a portal right outside of most towns. Or, I guess I shouldn't say right outside of most towns, but there are portals right outside of enough towns that if you want to knock out the event quickly, you can just always go to town, always go to towns that there are portals right outside of. So if you have the length set to shortest in the job market, you'll be able to see that and plan accordingly. Oh, there you go. You can see the hood bouncing a little bit there. Wish I'd had time to get my wheel set up before doing this video. Probably I need to adjust that sensitivity. Alright, so the portals will be marked by snowflakes. But you also see the icon on the map, that little swirl, marks the location of a portal. And like I said, these only appear if you're on a World of Trucks contract. I don't think I ever noticed the jingle bells. That's fun. So, you hit enter just like using a ferry in ETS 2. Or in ATS, for that matter. I forgot there are ferries in ATS now. Or is a ferry. And then you get transported to Winterland. Which, unfortunately, the reason I had the rain turned all the way up was because I was hoping it would be snowing in Winterland, but it doesn't appear to be. And Winterland is surprisingly large. I'm not going to go around it all in this video, because once again, I'm short on time. But after I deliver over here at the post office, I am going to go down to the town square, because that's my favorite area. So, when you take these loads, it'll always teleport you. If you're taking a load to Winterland, it'll teleport you to the nearest portal to where your delivery is, and the same if you're going back the other way. If you're taking a load back to, I guess if you want to say the real world, because I don't know where Winterland is supposed to be, it'll teleport you to the portal closest to the town you're delivering to. Also, there are like the physics driving on the snow is actually different. I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but my steering is much less responsive. Try not to get stuck on the snowdrifts though, because they do have solid collision, and if you get on them, it's kind of hard to get back off them. It does get light in Winterland. Once again, I don't know if there's somewhere specific in the world this is meant to be, but the sun-up and sundown times are just vastly different to how they are in America, at least. Once again, I haven't looked at this event at all in ATS 2, so I don't know. The time might more closely line up with certain areas in Europe. But what's really fun about Winterland, or about going to the post office, is there's this frozen lake you could drive on. What I love is because this is a completely custom area that's not based on anywhere in real life, they made it so you can pretty much go everywhere that there is to be gone. There aren't a whole lot of invisible walls. Because even, you know, like barriers to not go too far off the road and everything are snowbanks. So they don't need invisible walls, because you have the visible walls in the form of the snowbanks. And the ice is even more slippery than the snow on the road. Nailed it. Oh, perfect timing to see the Winter Express. There is a bug. It may have been patched at this point. It's been about a week since the last time I was working on this stuff. But I kept getting a bug where if you go back and forth through the portals a whole bunch, you'll start getting regular freight trains spawning in Winterland, which is kind of funny. But there you go, I was hoping I'd be able to show that off, and dreading having to sit here waiting for it to come through, so that timing was just perfect. Alright, so, real quick, I want to head to the town square, just because, like I said, it's my favorite area. So, there you go, that's my event done. I'm going to go back across the frozen lake, because it's quicker. I believe this is a unique engine sound. I don't think it just uses the sound from the old T680, which is nice. The engine sounds have been getting a lot better in recent years. I checked to see what the jake brake sounds like, but I don't remember what my jake brake button is on keyboard. The combination of the slippery roads and the new tire physics, I'm sure someone better than me could probably do some real good drifts around here. So here's the town square, and look at all the little roads on the map. You can drive around pretty much the entire town. I don't know, this is just, this whole event is just amazing to me. This is by far the coolest thing SCS has ever done, in my opinion. A lot of people are speculating that this might be like a segue into having proper seasons in the game, but I would say not to hold your breath on that. I get the feeling they are going to come eventually, but I don't think they're going to be coming incredibly soon. The other thing that's really fun that you'll notice as you explore Winterland yourself is because you can come here from ATS and ETS2, you'll see a mix of American and European cars parked around. Like, there you go. The third car back, you can see a 2CV, and then behind that's a big American Buick. So yeah, so this is the... I forget what this event is actually called, but this is the holiday event for this year. Probably the most ambitious event that's ever happened in these games. And it's just really fun. I've seen via Reddit that it does work with Truckers MP, and I know from personal experience that it works with Convoy mode. So, you know, have at. I was hoping to make this video a little bit longer and more in-depth, but like I said, I kind of ran out of time for recording it. So, I'm going to leave it here. Happy holidays to everybody, and until I talk to you again, keep the hammer down, drivers. Look at me, actually getting multiple videos out in the same year. That hasn't happened in a while.